Do you have a 1980s mission-style dresser that you'd love to modernize? Then it's time to watch. I got this one for free. I was so lucky. I can't believe it. This huge 10-drawer dresser, and it's a Bassett. It does have some rough patches, water damage everywhere, sticky drawers. It's 10 drawers, but the inside of the drawers are beautiful. There, it says it's a Bassett. Everything's in good shape overall. It just has some cosmetic stuff from being used for many years. But we're about to change this mission style and make it modern. First thing to do is remove all of the hardware. Of course, there's 10 drawers. Each one has 2 handles, so 20. Give it a good clean. It was quite dirty. Sometimes I don't always show the cleaning and people ask me, didn't you clean that? So yes, I cleaned it. And then I wanted to get these, what I call wings, off. This is part of what makes mission style furniture look mission style. And it was the first thing I wanted to go. So I took those off. Luckily, it was just screwed on, came off very easily. There was 4 of them. And just removing the hardware, it looks better already. And I'm measuring, what do you think I'm about to do? The top of this dresser is just too wide. So that overhang also dates it. It needs to go. So I marked it off. I know I want about 1 inch or 1.5 inches reveal instead of this 3.5 inches. So I have my construction square, making everything straight. I put some painter's tape on there just to help get a clean cut. And then I've got a board here that I'm going to use as my straight edge, and I put it right against where I want to cut. I clamp it down and off we go. This edge is going to be trimmed off. With each change, each cut, it just looks better and better. So the edge of that did end up getting a little rough, so I'm just putting some wood filler in there. Also, this top is not solid wood, it's pressed board. And although I could paint it that way, it would look okay. I'm going to add some edge banding, and I'm showing you the adhesive side of this. This is an iron-on type of edge banding. It's very common. You'll find it on a lot of furniture. A lot of times the corners are peeling off, but I'm adding some on here so that when I paint it, it's nice and smooth. I just cut it to size. I take an iron, no steam. It's on the highest setting, and you just essentially you're gluing it on. But once you heat that up, what the glue that's on the back of that, it is so sticky. It's not going anywhere. But it takes a few minutes to get this completely adhered to the dresser. So I just spend some time going back and forth, making sure every bit of it is stuck, and it is absolutely on there. And then I sanded the edges, and now this is going to paint up beautifully. Time to scuff sand the entire dresser. This is a big dresser, so this is a big job, just scuff sanding. Now, there was a lot of areas that had some water damage, so I will have to spend extra attention to those and sanding all the way down to the bare wood there. That will pose some issues later, which I'll go over. But when you break through that top layer of varnish that was there previously, it does cause some issues. I'm setting up batches of Bondo because I know I'm going to need a bunch. And if I mix it all at once, I won't get where I need before it hardens. So I do it in batches. And I'm filling in lots and lots of hardware holes. I'm changing everything. So after that got some time to set, then go back in and sand everything down smooth. I wish it really went that fast. And here is everything all disassembled, and finally time to get some cleaning done. I waited until this point to actually clean the inside because I knew it was going to be filthy with all the cutting and everything that I was going to be doing. But now that we get everything nice and cleaned up, it's time to drill some new hardware holes. I like to do this at this point rather than waiting until after, just in case I mess up, which I did do here. I'll show you in a minute, but I'm setting up my hardware jig and grabbing my 3/16 drill bit. And I'm just going to go through the process of drilling holes in all the drawers now. Many of them are the same size and some are not, so I have to adjust my hardware jig, and I messed up. So I needed a little more Bondo, but got it all fixed and no worries. Now it's ready to go. Into the tent we go. So first layer, of course, is primer. This is Sticks primer. I have it tinted in gray. I love this primer. After it has a couple of hours of time to set, I'm going to sand everything. And you'll see these rough patches. This is where I was down to the bare wood there. when it gets wet with the water-based primer, it will raise that grain and it's really rough. So I did another entire layer of primer and I'm sanding it again. This will help fill that grain in and make it smooth. Getting everything all cleaned up, and then I reached out to the internet and said, what color should I paint this? Green, white, or black? And the overall majority said green. So guess what I'm choosing? Green. I was ready for green anyway, and I was hoping that was the color, and it was clearly the winner. So green it is. I love this color of green. This is a custom color. I just made it. And I'm coordinating with my shirt, but I really just felt the need for a dark olive. You'll see that I'm using these temporary handles. These are the adjustable screws that we all throw away because we get 500 of them, and I use them as temporary handles. So I'm in between coats here, and I go ahead and pull all the drawers out and paint the edges, the tops and the sides of the drawers. I paint a second coat of paint, which I don't sand after, and then top coat. And here is the top coat, looking beautiful. In between coats of top coat, I do sand it again. Second coat of top coat, looking fabulous. Install some new hardware. Lots of new hardware, lots of old hardware means lots of new hardware. And now for some drawer liners. Most of the drawers look great. There were a couple of them that were stained, and I decided to just go ahead and line them all. And I'm lining them in a coordinating paper that's olive trees on it. So I measure everything, cut it to size. I don't like to cut it once it's in the drawer, so you'll see I'm dry fitting it just to make sure it fits perfectly. And I'll peel off the paper backing and just carefully drag it into place in the drawer. And once I get it where I want it, I smooth it first with my hands, and then I'll go in with a plastic putty knife just to get all the air bubbles out. And here it is. This mission style furniture is easy to modernize. Just a few tweaks can really make this into a really beautiful modern dresser. I hope this makes you look at mission style furniture just a little bit differently. And if you like these kind of makeovers, make sure to follow for more.